GPUs that exist or don't exist, are delayed or were never really real in the first place. One of the most advancements in science that's taken place, with good word from Brett, is finally loading up, and Intel has the future of games in mind. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. I am your Brett host. We're going to be going over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast. And I just want to say thanks to everybody who supported me with yesterday's weird hotel hot news. As mentioned, I was on the road for my son's surgery, which we had to drive all the way to Philly for, which is a 7-hour drive there, and then a 7-hour drive back in order for us to do that. Thankfully, the surgery went well. We returned home the same day. It wasn't quite an outpatient procedure. They did need to see how he was doing after the fact, but good things coming from that, just in the way of hopefully seizure control in the future, but we don't exactly know what's going on with all of that right now, but it was something we had to do. We had to get it done. Big shout out to Zach from Zach's Tech Turf. You guys should definitely go follow him, give him a subscribe over on his channel, because he watched my older two kids so that we could just take Emmett and go to the hospital and not have to worry about COVID protocols and all of that, because they don't let it's a whole thing. Anyways, big thanks to everybody who supported me yesterday. And a big thanks, Papa Nvidia, for delaying a GPU that was either real or not real and is either here or not here. The 3070 Ti was supposed to get announced on the 17th, not coming out. The 3080 12 gig not being announced. The 3090 Ti, though, according to all the latest rumors that are out there, still going to be announced at CES by Nvidia January 4th to be released on January 27th. This is just the latest setup in a line of GPUs that we have heard are going to be announced by Nvidia and then never see the light of day. It's happened continuously over the years. The last ones that I specifically remember were the 3080 20 gig and the 3070 16 gig, which, to kind of be fair, the 3080 20 gig did end up existing at some like Russian retailer where somebody found a gigabyte one, but you couldn't actually install the drivers for it because, surprise, the GPU actually doesn't exist and Nvidia doesn't officially support it, but it's floating out there somewhere. So it does feel like all of these GPUs that are getting delayed after delayed after delayed. I mean, these cards were supposed to launch initially in like October or whatever, and it just feels like a constant cat and mouse game of, are we actually gonna get anything? Is there any mention of stock? Why do they keep releasing new GPUs if they can't even supply us with the current ones? Oh, because they're supplying all the miners with them. Anyways, what do you think of the 3070 Ti being delayed until sometime after February 1st and the 3090 Ti still being on time? You gonna spend $2,000? Is that what we're up to? Unless they're gonna directly replace the 3090 at $1,500, that's $2,000. That's a Titan card. I made myself sad. Well, hopefully I can cheer myself up and help to maybe afford one of these cards one day by telling you about today's video sponsor. My friends, today's video is brought to you by Manscaped. If you're looking for a last-minute gift idea for the men in your life or even yourself, Manscaped has you covered with their latest performance package bundle. You got the great stocking stuffers that men will love, including the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver liquid products. You've got the Lawnmower 4.0 to help you trim that Christmas tree, and the Weed Whacker to help with all of the excess stuff that's going on around the tinsel. And the Performance Package Bundle has all of the technology that you've come to love from the Lawnmower 4.0, including the advanced skin safe technology, which will help to reduce nicks and cuts, as well as the LED light to make sure that you are guiding that tree trimming properly. And the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer has 360-degree rotary blades with the same skin safe technology to make sure that you're not nicking up and cutting up the inside of your nostrils. If you use our link in the video description to pick up the Performance Package Bundle, you'll get 2 free gifts, including the Shed Travel Bag and the Manscaped Anti-Chafing Boxer Briefs. So that's a gift on top of a gift for your gifting person this holiday season. So don't wait, go to manscaped.com and use my promo code UFDTech to get 20% off, plus free international shipping, plus 2 free gifts. It's a great deal. Your balls will thank you, your jingle balls will thank you, and you'll make sure that the men in your life are happy. Big thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring today's video. And did you know that you need balls to make GPUs? Yes, solder balls to just BGA, ball grid array is what they're called because they solder the balls of the GPUs. Anyways, you can solder some balls on some GDDR6 that's coming out from Samsung. That was a terrible segue. I'm sorry, everybody. Anyways, 24 gigabits per second is the latest sampling from Samsung on their next generation GDDR6, which would allow for 20% more bandwidth than the current 16 gigabit per second, and that would make it so that AMD's 6800 XT, if they had this, would have 768 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth instead of the 512 that it currently does. A paltry 512. Honestly, if your GPU doesn't even have 1 terabyte of memory bandwidth, don't even speak to me or my kids. I never want to see you again. And I do want to see more of this, which is right to repair almost, or just the ability for people to repair their own devices. iFixit is teaming up with Microsoft on an official repair set of tools for some of their Surface model devices. However, note that this isn't quite the level that I'm looking for. I would like it so that Microsoft makes this available to just down to the everyman, like Apple is technically planning on doing, because these tools are only going to be available for iFixit Pro independent repairers, Microsoft authorized service providers, Microsoft experience centers, and Microsoft commercial customers, not just everyday human folk like you and I, but they should be rolling out sometime soon. And it's just good to see more advancement in the repair industry. And while I want you to be able to repair your devices, I also want you to be able to save money. So we're going to go over the hottest tech deals that are on the internet right now with UFD Deals. As a remembrance for you, I have relaunched UFD.deals, which conglomerates all the hottest tech deals on one website so that you can actually sort by it. You have the sort categories over here if you want to do that, but then if you go into the subcategories, you get even more granular control over what you're trying to find. Like with laptops, you can search by GPU, CPU, all of that. So UFD Deals, pretty big deal. Additionally, if you do want to get the deals as they're being added, you can join our Discord, because the Tech Deals channel has an RSS feed that just automatically pushes out all of the deals as I post them to the website. So get through all of that. Sorry, big spiel. I launched the website. I've been kind of neglecting it because I was doing the surgery yesterday, but this is a pretty big deal for me. I built out the website. I want to see some success from it, and I appreciate everybody who's visited it so far. But let's talk about the hottest tech deal. Scepter has this 1440p 165 hertz IPS 1 millisecond response time going for $200. Holy crap. That spec sheet and that price point don't line up very often. Good deal. Also, you got a combo deal on the 11700K plus a Z590 motherboard going for only $500. You're saving $100 right there. It's up to you whether or not you want 11th gen Intel at this point, but it's at least on sale. And in case you want a decent laptop that can do some gaming, Asus has the ZenBook Flip 15 with a Core i7, 16 gigs of RAM, a GTX 1650, and a 512 gig SSD going for $850 on Best Buy right now, which is $350. And in case you're looking for a cheap, probably not very good, but cheap mechanical keyboard, TKL mechanical keyboard for $18 on Amazon. 18 bucks! That's a goddamn good price right there, even if it does suck. But you know what didn't suck today? Cryptostonks. Let's get on into it. Bitcoin up 2.5% on the day, sit at $48,000, increasing over yesterday. My Ethereum won't load for whatever reason. I'll have to find a new website to do with this, but also up 1.4% to sit at $3,800. Dogecoin up hugely, 16% to sit at 18 cents. Look at that massive spike. Do you want to know what that massive spike was? Of course, it was Elon Musk tweeting out about Dogecoin and the fact that Tesla will now start to accept Dogecoin for purchasing of merchandise on Tesla's storefronts, but then also briefly mentioning that they're going to be exploring whether or not you can purchase vehicles with this, which might remind you of the time that Elon Musk did say that they were going to accept Bitcoin, and then they did for like a week, and then they don't anymore because who knows? There's allegations of, trying to manipulate the cryptocurrency. There's allegations of the fact that it had nothing to do with their vision of creating a more sustainable future. And who knows what's going on in the Muscaroni's headeroni. And while Cryptostonks did have a good day, some people thought it had an amazing day and broke the entire world economy because CoinMarketCap had a glitch in their matrix, which then indicated the prices were trillions of dollars per coin. Ethereum, the number one market cap. Look at that, $109 trillion per freaking coin. Sorry, not trillion, billion. $109 billion per coin.
Why make trillions when we could make billions?
Craziness. Not real. just so you know. But the meme stonks actually did pretty all right today. GameStop increasing 7.9% to sit at 147.69. AMC up 5.42% to sit at 24.50. Listen, my friends, I know the meme stonks thing is kind of fading away, but these things are still super volatile. They're going up and down faster than a supersonic elevator. It's crazy. What's not so crazy is the fact that LastPass is getting spun off as its own company from its parent company, LogMeIn, who's been part of LastPass for the last 6 years. LastPass coming out and saying that this is going to allow them to be faster and accelerate growth and give you better secure sign-ins and have faster seamless password filling and improved mobile app, more third-party tie-ins for corporate customers, because they need to launch their own company in order to be able to do that. Listen, I don't understand multi-billion-dollar industry, so I'm not going to say whether or not this is true, but now going to be its own entity in case you're using LastPass. It's not supposed to change anything, but everything's going to change as soon as we get this gosh dang telescope up into space. James Webb Space Telescope. It's on the launch rocket, my friends. It's ready to blast off. Actually, it's a little delayed, so just hold your horses, but now it's actually on the freaking rocket. It's supposed to be launching in a week on December 22nd, but because there was some electrical interference with getting it on the rocket, it won't be launching until December 24th, but that's the best Christmas gift I've ever gotten in my entire life. That's not true. I have a wife and kids who love me and give me great gifts every single year, but this is high on the list, all right? This is like, okay, if we ignore my family, this is number one. And what's your number one choice for cooling your CPU? That's right, the stock cooler. I'm super lazy. I won't install aftermarket coolers. Will you? I don't know, but the new Alder Lake one's getting leaked by video cards showing off, hey, that's not a bad looking cooler. Obviously, it's a little low profile, probably only going to be good for the i3 and the i5s that are out there, especially since we haven't had this announced for the i9s and i7s that have already launched. But on top of that, video card's also getting the product images for the upcoming non-efficient core versions of Alder Lake, the i3, the i5s, and the i7s that should be coming out in that regard, where they should be great price to performance. But what's a better price to performance than stealing? You can't beat it, all right? As far as pure quantitative analysis, free is the best price that you could possibly get on anything, and Intel wants to make that a future reality when it comes to your video gaming, okay? Let me paint a scenario for you. You have a phone, or you have a laptop, or a desktop that does not have a dedicated graphics card, and you want to play some high fidelity gaming, all right? You want to play Cyberpunk 2077 after CD Projekt Red has completely restored it to its original glory that it was supposed to be. The DLC is amazing, all right? It's running in 4K, RTX, everything on, all right? That's what you want, okay? But you only have a device that doesn't have any sort of dedicated graphics cards. What are you gonna do, all right? Some people might say, hey, go to cloud gaming. You got Nvidia's GeForce Now, you got Stadia, you got things that are actually good for you. Or you have things like Steam's Remote Play. You could potentially, build your own PC and then stream it over the network. Intel's solution, it's actually kind of brilliant. It allows you to steal resources from other computers on the network without downloading and installing the game onto those computers, and then stream them to the device that you actually want to play them on and synchronize all of that. So it's like distributed computing over your local network for video games for things that have integrated GPUs. This is a brilliant idea. I have no idea if they can pull it off, but this was part of their debut stuff at the Real-Time Conference 2021, and it's a pretty neat concept if they can ever actually implement it, but they did show that it's at least theoretically possible, maybe not practically in the future for a lot of people. But let's say your big bro builds his RTX 3090 Ti machine, all right, and you're stuck with his leftovers of an i5 with no graphics card, all right? Well, he thought wrong, all right? You don't even have to install anything on his GPU, on his PC, all right? He never has to know. And will we ever know if Moore's Law is actually dead? Well, Intel doesn't seem to think so. They're announcing that they're gonna break through Moore's Law beyond 2025, okay? They've got areas of development that are gonna be great for transistor scaling, and they got things such as quantum technology that they're gonna be building out. And listen, Intel's not dead. They want you to know that. Intel is not dead. They're very much alive, and they're gonna beat everybody else, okay? You just wait. You wait. It'll happen. And don't wait any longer for me to shut up, because I'm going to start doing that now, because this episode of Hot News is over. We will not have Hot News tomorrow due to just some logistical errors that are actually Reece, I filmed a hot news episode when I took my kid to go get surgery. And never mind, I'll deal with this privately with Reece. I'll see you back here on Friday, but we will have a regular UFD Tech video tomorrow for you to enjoy. See you then. Bye.